Alrighty, here we go again. I want to talk about an experience I had in a Bible study group. I was making the point that Christians need to be compassionate, not just to each other, but also to animals. And that none of that is available, or none of that compassion is in the food choices they were making. The guy got a little upset and said I was very aggressive, but he agreed because he was mad at me. He agreed to meet with me after the Bible study because I didn't want to dominate the whole time with just a vegan conversation. Well, I did want to, but I wasn't going to. I was being nice because that wasn't why the study group was called. But so he agreed to meet with me afterwards. So we're hanging out. It was the aggression. It was his anger that got him to where he wanted to talk to me more, because I think he just wanted to prove he was right. Or he just felt so convicted that he felt he had to for his own peace of mind. I think that might have been it. But either way, it wasn't the niceness in the way I did it. It was the aggressiveness. So I went, I had my iPad, I log onto the Wi-Fi, and I pull up Earthling Ed's, the 30 Days, 30 Excuses series that he has. You might know it, where he's on an all-white background. And he just totally rips apart every argument against veganism. And he does it only as Earthling Ed could, so well. There's just, there's nowhere you can go from that if you listen to it. But this guy, being a far right-wing extremist, wouldn't have any of that. Even though he agreed to. This was the comment that came out of his mouth. And I should have got upset and just walked out. I treated it like an experiment. I needed to go farther. So I start the video, and within 5 seconds, he says, his words, not mine. And I know this is probably going to get taken out of context and cut up and placed on some YouTube channel, make me look like some kind of bigot or whatever. But he goes, when he saw it, he goes, "Oh, no way am I listening to some hipster faggot with a man bun." I should have left. But that was he was being honest. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to work with that. He's honestly telling me how he feels. But just the way Ed looked turned him off to even hearing the genius that Ed could have possibly shared in that moment if he had just given him the opportunity. And I could have just said, "You're an idiot," and walked out the door, but that wouldn't have done the animals any good. And he would have just probably laughed and go, "I showed that vegan guy." So I stayed there, and I said, "All right, no problem. You promised to give me 30 minutes. Let me go." And I went to Gary Yourofsky's videos. I played the one where Gary said something along the lines of, "If you eat animals, I hope you get raped," type things. Anybody who knows Gary knows that's one of his infamous ones. I love it. And if you ever hear Gary explain it later on, it really does make a whole lot more sense, and it isn't as mean as it sounds. It's mean, but not as mean as it sounds. And, God, I miss Gary. So this guy starts listening to he starts listening, and then he gets mad. And I'm noticing this guy's really enjoying being angry about it. So he's like, "Who does this guy think he is, calling me a mother effing rapist? I'll kill that." And I'm like, again, this is coming from a Christian, so there we go. So then I switched to another one, Gary's, the greatest speech ever. If you're an animal activist, you've probably seen it. If you haven't, you need to see it. It's so good. It's just a classic. And I played it, and it's a long one. It goes well over half an hour. And then there's a Q&A after it, which is a whole other video, and I played that. So I got, I don't remember exactly, but like an hour and a half of vegan conversation, or at least lecture that this guy sat through, because it was aggressive and mean. What I'm bringing all this together for is, as an activist, we often question ourselves on what we're doing. Are we doing it right? Could that guy who just walked away, could we have said something better, something more intelligent, something that would have made him receive the vegan message and done something? We can't blame ourselves for that. We don't know. I mean, even Earthling Ed, just by the way he looked, because he looked like some liberal, woke kind of guy, automatically shut the door to this other guy. Wouldn't even have anything of it. But Gary pushed the right buttons. He didn't go vegan. I mean, he didn't make any commitment, but we don't know what's going to happen in the future. He heard the message. It's in there. It's rattling around in whatever emptiness he has of a brain. That was mean. Thank you. So we don't know. You don't know. Give it your best shot. Step up to the plate, swing the bat, swing for a home run, swing for a grand slam, and just don't lie. Be honest, be sincere, and give your activism the best shot you possibly can. You might only get to first base. Maybe somebody else will push him to second. Maybe somebody else will get him to third. Maybe he'll buy my book and go all, I don't know. No, not my book. Probably if I smack him in the head with my book is what I want to do. All right, that's all I'm saying is just go for it. If you got to channel your Joey Carbstrong or your Natalie Juggling Vegan to make the conversation happen, do it. If you got to be Hudson Tarlow, if you got to be, Humane Hand, just do it. If you just be yourself too. Just whatever you need to do it. Just get that message out there. And don't worry. Because if somebody as good as Earthling Ed wouldn't even stand a chance, maybe you could. I don't know. Peace. Love. All things good.